Good afternoon, folks. Out here during hunting season, taking a day off here to detect this church built in 1890, I believe. Maybe 1902. Dates are conflicting, but it's been on this spot since. Little Ukiah, Oregon. Presbyterian Church. I'm going to give it a roll and see what happens. No one's detected it, except for possibly one older gentleman with an ancient Garrett machine, so not sure how he did, but no high hopes for him getting a lot out of here. So let's hit the ground. Howdy, folks. Just wanted to give you a recap of what I found so far. It's been a couple weeks since I've checked back in, so we'll start at the bottom down here and work our way up to the top. So right to left instead of left to right. Last weekend I was still in town, ran out to Boring Middle School and picked up this selection of clad change there, 3/4, 5 dimes. I believe there are 8 nickels there, which are the most nickels I've ever gotten in one day, and I was just killing the nickels. And then 7 or 8 pennies there. Came over to Ukiah to do some hunting and got some time on Sunday morning to hit the park, local park there, and just killed the quarters. I think there's 19 quarters there. I can't remember for sure. Few dimes, didn't find any nickels, and pennies. Just regular clad old pennies. Got permission from the minister as he was going in to do the early 1908, late 1800s church, which you'll see in the beginning of the video. And this is what I ended up with. Just $1 in quarters, couple dimes, 2 pennies, and I did get a couple Wheaties out of there, 44 and a 1948 wheatback. Did have a cute young lady stop by and let me know that the minister can't give permission. So I needed to check and find out who owns it and try to get permission, because there are some shady goings on here in town, and people are trying to find ways of getting people in trouble. So a bunch of tattletales and such going on. Happens in little towns. So I'm going to do what I can to find out exactly who owns the thing. I do know who is taking care of it, but they don't own it either. So I'll check around, get back to you folks. If I'm able to get back out there before I'm out of here on Wednesday, then I will update this video or add to it. Again, thanks for watching. If I don't get back to you, get out there, get hunting, and find the good stuff. Save a piece of history. Find a little change along the way. I think I got enough here for an ice cream and a cup of coffee. So I'm out. You guys have fun. Hey folks, another installment. Went out last weekend with Frank Kelso and brother-in-law to be someday, one of these years, Greg. Park Beach. Didn't do so well there. Probably half of these pull tabs are from there. The OG tails from there. That can slaw was from there. And look, I got a ring. But that ring was back at Boring Middle School. Hit the school again. Found foil, spent 22 long rifle case. Yay, eraser pencil tops. Some more can slaw. Key, that key actually I found at the beach. And spark plug was ringing up. 150, 149, 1250. Popped on there a couple times. Got really excited, dug it. Should have done. I'm glad I didn't do a live dig on that one. Kind of disappointing. And like I said, half those from the beach, half of them from the school. ring from the school, found it back towards the same area I was digging everything else. And then while I was digging out there, I got a weird signal, went ahead and dug it, and got a ring. But it's just a junk ring. Thought silver, came out pretty clean, but turns out it's just a junk ring. It has the little, what do you call it? I call it the foil backing of the fake diamonds down inside there. There's no markings or anything else, but came out real clean. Got excited, thought I had silver. Was gonna record it, but totally spaced it. Didn't happen. But I did get some clad here. Got dollars with the quarters. Looks like 3.6. I don't know. 80 cents there. Yeah, 80 cents in dimes. 1 nickel. I know I hit some other nickel tones, but they were kind of off, so I didn't dig them. Should have. I would have had more nickels. And of course all my clad pennies. This was all at the school. I mean, maybe except for a couple of pennies and a couple of dimes. Everything else was at the school, where I found the pocket watch, the quarter with the hole in it, on and on and on. And those quarter signals just ringing up really high got me excited for silver a couple times, because that's where I found that turtle ring. But just didn't happen. Then on the way out, got a signal coming from the schoolhouse out towards the field, heading out to go do the hunt, and boom, 63 Rosie, silver dime. But I hit it with the shovel, so it's got a little scrape in it, and it came out fairly clean. Didn't have to wash it or anything. Came out just like this, just wiped it down. Looks like it'll go into the collection buried in the ground in my test garden out front, since I hit it with a shovel. Anyhow, there's a total sum of my finds, and I do have a couple of photos of Greg's finds, but nothing of Frank's. Till next time, we shall see you out in the field. Dig it all, leave nothing behind. Hey folks, just a quick rundown. This is week 3. Been a little slow posting them, but I'll try and get them up this weekend after I do another hunt Sunday, which will be September 9th. So, as you can see here, I went to a friend of mine has a landlord that I know, pretty good guy. Got an old place that supposedly had a train stop there. All my research shows no train stop, but there was a conductor that lived there at one time. So, looking for some train stuff, didn't really find much. Did find a silver-plated spoon, which was quite the highlight for most of the trip. Found my usual stuff, a little hose nozzle. Got a more modern lipstick tube. My friend Jeremy, he actually found an older tube, complete with the innards that spun up and down. Little drawer handle, obviously a belt buckle. 18 pennies, 4 clad dimes, and a clad quarter. I did, however, find a 1917 wheat penny, which I'm hoping I can get a better shot after this video, stick it in there somewhere. And then the Coupe de Gracie. I have yet to find one. Finally found one. This, my friends, is trade token. I had never found one before, and this one here is for Mayfair. And let's see if the camera zooms in. There we go. Good for 50 cents in trade at Mayfair Market. Pretty cool. Like I said, I've never found a trade token. Some stuff on the back there. Mayfair Market, trade token, little, I think it's a lady's face. Pretty cool stuff in general. Yard stuff. Did find the top of a lighter, couldn't find the lower half of the lighter, but I kept looking anyway. Out there for about 3 hours, and that's about it. We plan on going back after the gentleman kind of cleans up his yard a little bit. Work at the back half. We found out that there was an older house towards the rear of the property, but we didn't find that out until like the last hour. So obviously we're headed back, and then I will make another video then. Tomorrow we're headed back to Old Boring Middle School with my brother-in-law and possibly Jeremy as well. They're both still pretty new at this, and we're trying to get them dialed in on the machines. Jeremy's currently using my DFX and probe setup, and brother-in-law is still using his higher end bounty hunter, if that's such a thing. Anyhow, folks, get out there. The weather is starting to cooperate. We're getting a little bit of moisture here and there, making things easier to dig. So get out there and dig it. We'll see you in the field.